I know it can't be 100%, but to kind of increase their protection and lower their likelihood that they'll be one of the victims of us as criminal hacker and need to
Yeah,
call you.
I think one of the cool side effects, there's not very many positives to doing this for a living. It's pretty depressing a lot of times. But one of the positives is at the end of each one of these cases, the ransomware cases, we typically have sort of taken inventory of how the bad guys got in, right? And how they pivoted and so that gives us a pretty nice picture of like what you're asking for, like, well, what can organizations do to not be a victim? I think, there's some pretty standard stuff. I think some of the people roll their eyes, but I mean, good credential and password policy is super important. Multi-factor authentication wherever you possibly can. I think from a organizational standpoint, having a pretty tight control over access for the individual. So like what we refer to as like zero trust or least privilege access is super important. And also, the stuff that Ninja does, the bad guys exploit human behavior. So training people on how to see that, how to identify those things. They might say, for example, that they're going to mail you a free book and they're just I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I mean,
now no one's going to respond.
User training is super important. The employee training part is super important, and unfortunately, a lot of companies miss that. It may be one of the most important aspects, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely, and yes, okay. So you have